Time can often seem more foe than a friend, particularly when what little there is flies by too fast. It's not all bad though. Here are 10 cool facts about it. Number 10. Time has not always existed. Prior to 13.7 billion years ago, there wasn't any. Of course, there was no universe either, but that's about when the Big Bang occurred, changing everything. Number 9. How one experiences time is influenced by their culture. Americans, for example, chop up stretches into 5-minute intervals. In the Middle East, time is typically divided into chunks of 15, but results are varying perceptions of duration. Number 8. Time doesn't move faster when people are having fun. It just seems that way, because when humans are all wrapped up in an activity, they tend not to focus on the clock. When the event is remembered later, its duration tends to get a bit skewed, making it seem like it went by very quickly. Number 7. It's affected by gravity, especially the kind found around black holes. If a person were standing near one, time would move more slowly for them than it would for someone much further away.
If you go near the edge of a black hole, time for you will slow down dramatically relative to someone who's far away.
This has even been observed on Earth by the differences in time when compared to space or commercial flight. Number 6. Time could end one day. Probably not for billions of years, but based on one theory, not only could it grind to a halt, it's already started to slow down. That change in pace isn't perceptible by humans, but according to one of the scientists who foresee the end, there will come a point when everything stops, as if captured in a snapshot. Number 5. It has its limits. According to the Planck length, the scale that determines at what point the accepted ideas of both gravity and space-time cease to apply, there's a qualifying minimum. Should a measure fall below that infinitesimal fraction of a second, it no longer has meaning. Number 4. Keeping one's emotions in check makes a difference.
Control your emotions.
A study revealed that participants who were instructed to regulate what they were feeling while watching a film reported it as seeming longer than those who just went with the flow. Number 3. We all live in the past. Our brains lag a bit behind as they take in and process the world around us, resulting in a delay of about 80 milliseconds. That's just a tad longer than it takes to blink. Number 2. Age plays a role in its perception. A study performed in the early 1960s showed that younger people tend to associate the passage of time with peaceful, slow-moving things. Older individuals, however, were more apt to liken it to something that travels quickly. Number 1. Everything really is happening all at once. A new theory proposes that the past, present, and future are all going on simultaneously. People aren't located in any specific period, but rather are scattered throughout them. What do you think is the coolest thing about time?